Okay, so today we're going to be doing a fur handling series on the possum. Obviously they're not worth a lot, especially right now, probably worth nothing, but maybe at some point they will be again. If nothing else, maybe you just want to put them up. So first off, we're just going to get it nice and combed out here and make sure there's no burrs or anything in it, too many big piles of mud. Now I'm going to throw this in a washing machine and get it all washed up. So I don't particularly do too good of a job at combing it beforehand. I usually comb it after I get it out of the washing machine. But doing a possum is a lot like a coon. Pretty much all the same, just a few minor variations. Obviously, possums don't have a nice tail like a raccoon does. But first thing we're going to do is take our opening cut knife, or whichever knife you like to use. This is the one I like to use. We're just going to go to heel, just like a raccoon. And we're going to go between this little sack here and its butthole. So just come in here and go straight up. Now, possums are just a little bit different than raccoons. So you'll see the differences here. Now we're going to come to the base of the tail, right where the scaly part starts, and just cut straight to the butthole, and then go on either side of it. Just like that. So now we've got it opened up. Now we're going to come around and ring the tail. Possums don't have as thick a skin as a raccoon does, so just take it a little bit easier. You don't even if you put a hole in this, you might as well chuck it because it probably won't be worth much. So just take it easy and take your time. Now, when choosing whether or not if you're going to skin a possum, look at its fur. This one isn't too bad. It's kind of grayish, mostly white, a lot of nice white underfur. If you look in there, you get some nice white underfur. So that's what you're looking for. If they're real black, not much white to them, you probably don't want to take the time to skin them out. So now I'm just going to slowly cut around the leg here and just get it started. I'm just going to grab hold and pull down. Get it opened up. Just give it a good pull. I'm going to do the same thing with this leg. Just get it started. Take your knife, go around the leg, and get it started. And then set your knife down. Don't ever pull on fur with a knife in your hand. That's not smart. One little slip and you're cut. So just pull it down. We got a little bit of muscle hanging on here, so just give it a little slice just so you can keep pulling here and get it opened up. Now, if you know how to do raccoons, you probably know how to do this. It's really not much different. But anyhow, just gonna clean this up here a little bit. And now you're at the base of the tail, just like a raccoon. You're just gonna open it up. You do not save the tail on a possum. Unless you want to save it, you can hang it on your wall or something. But now once you get to the base, just ring it around, just like ringing out a foot. Just ring it around. You don't need to get every single hair. The tail's just going to pin out to a little square anyhow when we pin it on a board. So, get it opened up, and then you can pull that down too. Pulls real easy. So, now all I want to do is come to the belly side here and be very careful when you're cutting in here. It always makes a little dip where the belly starts to come out again. So, we're just going to take her slow and just get it started until you can start to pull. And once you can start to pull, just pull. I don't know if you can get all this in the camera. I'm going to readjust the camera here and get a little bit better angle of what's going on. Okay, so hopefully you got a better angle now. I'm just going to get down here. And if you want, you can put it up in your gambrel. Get it hung up a little higher. I always just started with one leg, and I always put the tail on my left side. I'm right-handed, so the tail's on my left side. So if you're right-handed, put the tail on your left side. If you're left-handed, put the tail on your right side, so that it's easier for you to hold on and make that opening cut. So now that we got that out of the way, we're just pulling on the belly here, and there's a little bit of fat. Be careful, do not cut a hole here. You know it's thin, and you cut a hole, you're done for. So, oops, set that down. Just pull. You know, it's pretty easy. This guy is pretty fresh yet. I pulled up to the skinny shed and he was chewing on the pile of dead coons, so he's not too cold. But anyway, now we're kind of at the hardest spot right here, which is the arms. The front arms, when you get to these, that's where on just about any animal you really struggle to get in there and not cut. So as you can see here, you got a muscle saddle that's coming through the arm. Take your knife and cut very lightly and just cut through that muscle saddle. So we'll come over here and do the same thing. Just enough to get through that muscle saddle. You can feel where the arms are underneath here. So just get that done. And now it's always easier if you can get the back down as far as you can before you address the arms. So I got it's just catching up a little bit. I'm just gonna do a little bit of knife work. See if I can pull it down a little more. And then come to the legs. Now here's the center of the belly. I'm just gonna see if I can work my arms in and work this down a little bit. So just keep getting in here with your thumbs, working it down. And if not, come on the outside, work it down. Pull it down, work it down, whatever you can. Just don't stab your knife through there, because then you'll have a hole. So I just work my thumb in there, and you just keep working. And once you get used to it, you'll know exactly where everything is. You'll be able to do this real fast. For presentation purposes and for an example here, a learning experience, I'm just going to do it all with my fingers. You know, if this takes you 20 minutes to do the arms alone the first time, don't feel bad, because everyone starts somewhere. I didn't do it very fast either the first time I did it, but if you can, just work the back down a little more. It gives you a little more play with the arms. So this one's got muscle and fat all over it. Very, very minimal knife work. Try not to cut anything. And you'll get the arms worked in there. For some reason, this possum is very wrinkly. I don't know if it's just that old, but its skin keeps folding over. So we're getting close. Let me see if I can get through this there. And when in doubt, just pull it down a little bit. There we go. So we pop through this leg right here. Now just keep working until you can get your fingers in there and push down on it with this hand, push it down and pull the leg out. So you'll pull it out a little ways, and their legs aren't real long, but just go down to their claws, their little hands. Oop. There you can see we took her down just about all the way to the paws. So now let's see if we can get this arm out real quick. And to tell you the truth, I haven't skinned a possum for about a year now because they're not worth a whole lot, but I figured what the heck, I used to skin a lot of possums when I started because I'd get $3 a piece, and when they were plugging up all my traps, I wanted them gone. So now we got our finger through here. We'll just pull it open, pull it down just like the last one, and cut it off. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. I'll swing it this way a little bit. I'm just ringing around the arm and pulling it out. So let's see. Oh yeah, we're still in the camera. Good. Now we're down to the head. It's mostly just pulling and working. if you don't know where to cut, keep your knife high. Okay, if you think the fur might be here, cut up here and slowly work your way down until you find where it's working. And now the first thing to come up to is the ears. They're not too much different than a raccoon. They may come a little sooner. You can see here's the ear hole. So we just cut through it now. And here's the neck, here's the ear hole. It's only about a 1/2 inch difference. So I'll show you really easy on this side. Here's the neck. Come down a 1/2 inch. The ear hole is going to be about right there. And let's see, there it is. There it is. If you can see that on camera, maybe not. And you don't have to keep them real small. Personally, I like to get them just big enough so I can stick my finger in, which maybe someone will say it's too big. That's too bad. I've never had a problem with it once because the ears aren't worth anything. Now, once you get the ears cut open, you can pull down. I pulled down a good inch here now. And just keep working it down. Next, we're going to come up to the eyes. Now, as you can see, I got my finger in here. I'm pulling tension on here. I'm going to get down to the eyes. But always work around evenly. Try to keep it as even as possible. Don't try to work one side way down and then try to go back to the other side. You can see I've been spinning it the whole time. So spinning it back and forth keeps it nice and even. So now we're coming up here to the eyes. And they kind of come crashing down on you. The head really rounds down. So there you can see the eye. I just cut through it. It's hard to say exactly when you'll find it, but once you come down and the nose starts to the head curves down, the nose starts to straighten out again. That's about where the eyes are at. So now that we got both the eyes open, you can see. We'll see if we can pull it a little more. And the bottom lip is just about all the way pulled off. The nose you're going to have to just keep cutting down. And when you're cutting, don't be cutting down with your knife like this. Just keep working it down with it facing right into the skull. This knife isn't the same one as the one I opened it with. It's just an old knife with the tip broke off. And that works real good for this because it can get dull real fast. I'm not too worried about it. I don't need it to be razor sharp for opening cuts. But as you can see, it's working. So I just sharpen it whenever I need sharpening. Now the bottom lip, I cut it off a little long. You don't need to work it all the way down to the tip of the mouth. But the nose you want to work down. Just keep working it. Give it a little pull if you need to. And all the way down to the tip. And right to the cartilage. So there we've got it. Bit me. But no, we worked it all the way down. You can see we left a little bit of the bottom lip hair on. The nose is all off. And man, look at that big fang on that thing. So there we go. We have our skin possum. Our next step will be fleshing. I'm going to throw it in the washer, let it dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll flesh it.